Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Weird World Podcast. This is a special edition
Yes, it is.
of the Weird World. I'm Carrie.
I'm Emma.
I'm Dean.
What you going to tell us about, Dean?
Well, it's a nearly live special Oscar broadcast. We're going to upload this not long after we record this here on Oscar night 2022, in which we go over some of the, in no particular order, some of the strangest, weirdest events and facts about the increasingly irrelevant Oscars award show.
I'm bummed about that.
I say irrelevant because the Oscar ratings have, as we know, been tumbling for many years now. Mm-hmm. Some people say that's because it's become kind of, I don't know, elitist, I guess, because it gives it to a lot of critically acclaimed movies that have very small audiences, and people are increasingly upset that it's not going to major winners, like when Avatar lost to The Hurt Locker for Best Picture. Or I remember going back to, I think, 1982, 81, my girlfriend's family, my then girlfriend, not Carrie, her family was devastated that E.T. didn't win the Best Picture award. I can't remember to what. I think it was Gandhi or something like that. Not even clearly, not nearly, So the Oscars don't want to be, just giving out awards to just dumb movies. E.T. obviously should never have won the Best Picture over Gandhi. That's
I'm assuming
horrible.
it was nominated.
Yeah, I think it was. Huh. Yeah, it was, but it didn't win. And but at the same time, I kind of see the point where as it gets, it's becoming less culturally relevant because people just haven't heard of these movies. No one's watching them.
Yeah.
And so it's a tough, fine line. You don't want to become the Grammys and you're giving awards to just shitty music because all you're looking for is audience, but you don't want to become so over the heads in a sense of your mass audience that you become culturally irrelevant like they seem to be becoming. I don't know. It's a tough one.
I don't.
You know?
What do you
So
mean?
you would just say, go give it to the Best Picture no matter if
Yes.
17 people saw it.
Because that's what the award is.
I totally see that point.
But
I mean,
does
if
audience reaction have anything to play into something like Best Picture?
Yeah.
Or,
I don't. It's their criteria, not mine.
I know.
well, maybe the criteria should be changed.
Maybe they should have a category for,
Yeah.
There's
most
Separates
profitable movie.
There's
Not
a lot
almost profitable,
or-
but almost like, it's different. These little dramas competing with big budget kinds of movies. It's
Right,
just,
like
they're very different movies.
Okay.
Some
I
people were shocked. I wasn't shocked that the newest Spider-Man movie wasn't nominated. Spider-Man No Way Home. It's made billions on billions, gotten a very, very positive response. It's like it was a cinematic moment in history, essentially, people say. And it didn't get nominated for Best Picture. And
Yeah.
people were shocked and upset.
And yet, as I look at my ballot here, some movies like Coda, never
Coda.
heard of it.
Nope.
Belfast, never heard of it. Drive My Car, never heard of it. Licorice Pizza, I think I heard of it. Dumb Name. Nightmare Alley, great novel, terrible movie. West Side Story.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
Yeah,
See, but
so-
a lot of those movies, if it weren't for the fact that they could possibly win an Oscar, might never have been made. And some of those
Yes,
movies are
that's
probably
true.
fantastic movies. If we only give it to culturally relevant, we'll get 25 superhero movies a year, and that's it.
We're going to get 25
We already
superhero
get 25
movies
I
here
know,
anyway.
but nobody's going to make anything else.
Yeah, no, you're probably right.
Because those small, dramatic, whatever movies, the only hope they have to make some money is if they're nominated for an Oscar and if they win an Oscar. The
Yeah.
other movies are going to make a shit ton of money no matter what. So I think if they change it, we're going to end up having nothing but blockbusters.
Yeah, no, I see. Like I said, I see that point, but I also see the point that they don't want to be so much, just have very obscure movies that they become noticed.
Sure.
People, and so if that happens though, it's self-defeating because if there is no Oscar bump for these little movies because they're so irrelevant, then that you come to the same conclusion that you're worried about.
But what's your definition of irrelevant? Why are they irrelevant?
Because no one cares about them. No one's talking about them. There's no buzz. I was at
The
a
only
work
people
function.
that see them are elitist, artsy people because they're the only ones exposed
So you
to
won't
it.
have a
Sure.
mainstream bump to these small movies that get nominated or win an Oscar if no one's watching the Oscars anymore or no one cares about them anymore.
Sure, but if we're talking about movie making as art as opposed to movie making for the sake of let's make millions. I mean, right? Some of these, they're little, small, artsy, weird movies because that's what the people who are making them
I know,
want
but
to
you just
make.
said they only get made because of this Oscar bump. You're not going to have an Oscar bump.
Because it's still a business and they have to make
Okay,
some
then.
money.
Yeah. So you need
But-
the Oscars. They need the Oscars to remain
Sure.
relevant and talked
And-
about and provide a bump.
And
it's
clearly
getting-
they're good movies or they wouldn't be being nominated for Oscars.
Okay, never mind. It's going in circles.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they won't get made either way you look at it if the Oscars don't remain relevant. They won't get made because they won't have that bump, or they won't get made because only
I see
big
what you
movies
mean.
win it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
There's no good answer. What it needs to be
agree.
is sort of balance it. They obviously can't manipulate this, but they need to have some big blockbuster movies getting awards, being almost like tentpole Oscar movies, and then you can have the smaller movies there too.
Yeah, but then
At
that's-
least get nominated.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have started oddly, since it has nothing to do with our subject here, which is some weird, unusual kind of events and things that have happened in the Oscars. So, in no particular order, I bring you weird Oscar stuff.
Oh,
Okay.
So, do you think there's ever been a tie in the Oscars?
Totally.
I think there probably has.
As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, 6 of them.
Six?
Times. That
Whoa,
surprised the hell out of
dang.
me. Including Best Actor in 1932, where Frederick March beat out someone whose name I forget by 1 vote, but they decided at the time, they said, that's close enough. Give it to them both. And they did.
Wow.
Interesting.
To Bemame was famously in 1969 when Barbara Streisand exactly evenly tied Katharine Hepburn with 3,030 votes. Dead even tie.
Wow.
Katharine Hepburn didn't show up for those Oscars. Barbara did. And she looked at the Oscar and famously said, "Hello, gorgeous." And I don't know why that's famous, but it is.
Oh, Barbara.
Most recently was 2013
Oh, my God.
in sound editing when Zero Dark 30 tied with Skyfall. So, yes, 6 times.
Huh. And
we've
I'm
had
sure we watched that
Yes, I'm sure
I
we did.
do
Oscars. I don't remember.
remember those. I don't remember the tie, but I remember watching those Oscars because I remember seeing Zero Dark 30 get awards.
Yeah.
And I remember the worst Adele song in the history of Adele songs was Skyfall. I hate that song.
I love that
It's
song.
so
You're
dumb.
tripping.
I don't like that song. You know all about the infamous La La Land Moonlight event in 2017, the whole sealed envelope thing? Well, guess what?
Yeah.
Prior to 1941, there were no sealed envelopes. They're not the kind of embargo on the who knew and when like there is now. In fact, the Oscars would routinely send out the list of winners to all the major newspapers and wire services the day before, just so they're ready to go. And they say, "Look, you can't print this
wow.
until after they're announced. But here you go, so you can write up your articles and get ready to go," because they had
That
quick
is
timeline.
trusting.
Wow.
It was very trusting because in 1940, the Los Angeles Times did indeed print the list of winners for their late 8:45 p.m. Pacific time edition before a lot of the winners had been announced at the ceremony then going on
Right.
in Los Angeles. And so the Oscars were really pissed off.
I would have been pissed off if I had won.
Yeah.
And like my moment had been taken
Yeah.
away.
But there's just, it was only the LA Times, only the locals kind of knew, and how many,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
For years and years, they just had the whole PricewaterhouseCoopers thing. They had the sealed envelopes, and then of course 2017 happened, and they ratcheted up the security even more
Yeah.
since then. So I saw it. It's like a whole 6-step process they have to do
Yeah.
now. One of which is the presenters, the guys who are handling the envelopes, can't like be attending to their social media and shit, like which is what happened in 2017 for the one dude.
And
who
he
was
accidentally
like,
gave the best actress envelope
yes,
that said Emma
Yeah.
Stone,
Mm-hmm.
La La Land. And I remember Emma Stone in the after interview was like, "No, I had my envelope. I was given my envelope. They're
Really?
wrong." And yeah, she like had all this attitude in an after Oscars interview, like, "Nope, I had my envelope. I don't know what they're talking about." And then people were like, "Yeah, there's 2 envelopes, like one on each
that's right.
side
One
of
each
the
side,
stage."
Yeah.
That's right.
Emma.
How many Oscars do you think Walt Disney has won?
0.
3.
32. 22.
I was gonna say
Although
a
I've seen
crazy
different,
number.
and honestly, I've read a few sources on this, and I've seen different numbers like 22, 32. How can you not just get that right? You're a freaking professional publication.
Right.
So I don't know who's
Yeah.
right, but the one I think I trust most said he personally, not the Disney company.
Right.
Walt Disney
I was gonna
personally
ask
won
that.
32 Oscars out of 59 nominations.
Wow.
From 1942 to 1963, he was nominated every single year.
When did
Wow.
Walt Disney die?
64
60s?
probably or something
Yeah.
like that, right?
That's why I
Jesus
thought it was
Christ.
0. I thought maybe he didn't win
No.
any personally.
He
but-
won a ton. No, I'm sure they're producers, Oscars,
Yeah,
things like that.
yeah.
But I mean, I don't know.
I was gonna say, what the fuck did he do?
Honestly,
Did he
drew a
write?
bad mouse. And no, he wasn't a writer. He wasn't,
Yeah.
a creator in any real
No,
sense.
yeah.
He's probably the most overrated in terms of creative talent. Honestly, nothing special at all. Just
I mean,
that
there's
one
something
stupid
special.
honestly,
Disneyland
He
is
wasn't. He
special.
didn't. Did he ever write a screenplay? Did he ever
love
write a song? Did he
Disney.
ever write anything? Nothing.
He made
Disneyland, sure, I'll give you
Disneyland.
that. But I'm talking. This is
Yeah.
talking about his movies.
Movies, yeah.
And
Yes.
he had
Oh, no.
very
I-
little to do.
Yeah, I'm with you.
He
on
did
the
not
movies.
write Snow White,
No.
as far as I know.
No,
No.
he did not. He did not write anything in his life except some dumb old timey, Steamboat Willie. If you watch it, it's fucking stupid.
It was
So,
revolutionary at the time.
Yeah,
It's stupid
well,
to us.
but not any kind of creative genius by any
Yes,
stretch.
yes. Not a
Meryl
genius.
Streep has been nominated 21 times.
Yeah.
But how
Yes.
many times has she won?
7.
3?
3.
Oh.
You saw me do this.
But I knew the answer.
Okay.
I knew the answer.
I put them at 3 up for some reason. I didn't mean to.
I know a couple
So
of
that's the most active nominations, by the way.
Yes. She doesn't have the most wins, does she? Or do you not know?
No, I don't think she does. I don't know who it is, but she does.
I want to say
somebody's
Jack
had more.
Nicholson has.
I think Danny Day-Lewis has more than 3 too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. You're right.
I
But
think.
he beat her for most wins, but she still has most
Way
nominations.
more.
Yeah.
The most nominations for an actor is Jack Nicholson with 12-ish. I think 12. He's also won 3 times.
I think Olivia Colman's going to
You think she's
give
gonna
them a
win?
run for the money.
I would like to. I would like
She's
that.
lovely.
I like her.
She's already won once. She's nominated again tonight.
She's won
She is?
twice. I'm
what the
pretty
fuck?
sure.
For
She's
what?
won twice?
Hasn't she?
I don't
Just
think
the
so.
favorite.
Yeah.
She's nominated
Might
for The
be
Lost
smoking
Daughter.
crack. It's possible. Carrie might be high, by the way.
Don't Google Oscar stuff.
Yeah, don't do it.
I'm
You'll
gonna-
accidentally see. We're taping, by the way. Don't say it. Don't do it, Carrie.
Okay.
Don't do it, Carrie.
Yeah, we taped.
Olivia
Watch
Colman.
live.
Yeah.
I'll check it later.
Because you gotta speed right through the commercials and the really boring nominees that we just don't care about. Sorry, I'm one of those
Sorry.
people. Not
I know,
really
I care.
Super
I totally
care about
care.
short
I
documentary.
care about all of them.
I don't care about the Oscars.
I need to have a good image.
Good one, Care. Did you know that? Now, let me rephrase that. How much can you sell your Oscar statuette for on the open market?
Probably depending on who you are. Like,
I mean,
who
that's a weird
wins.
question.
That is a weird question. I admit that.
Are you contractually told you can't sell it?
Getting very warm, Carrie,
Yeah.
because the answer is 0.
Really?
You're not allowed. Since 1950, you are not allowed to sell an Oscar. You are by law, but you sign a contract that says you
Yeah.
have to, if you want to get rid of it, you have to sell it back to the Academy for $1.
Yeah.
You
Jesus.
can't sell your Oscar on eBay or what have you. Every once in a while, though, since that was 1950, right? So previous to 1950, every now and again, an Oscar from before 1950 will come onto the market and be sold. Steven Spielberg paid $578,000 for Betty Davis's award
Wait, how could he do that?
because it was won before 1950.
Oh,
That
oh,
agreement
okay.
wasn't until 1950.
Okay.
So she was Best Actress before that. In 2001, he paid $578,000 for her award because it came onto the market.
Right.
He then gave it to the Academy. He donated it.
Okay, I have a
That's
question.
stupid.
He was
So
trying not to.
He
have
donated
this,
the money?
He
No,
donated the
the
statue.
Oscar.
He paid $578 to
To
whatever
who?
the estate of Betty
Whoever-
Davis. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he then took the Oscar to make sure it didn't get out there in some douchebag, Elon Musk's mantelpiece or something
Right.
like that, and gave it to the Academy.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a
That's so much
humanitarian he
money.
is.
Well,
So even after 1950, say the recipient dies,
Mm-hmm.
they're the person bound by the contract. What if they left it to their granddaughter? Could
I
she
imagine
sell it?
it's no, because nothing has been sold past 1950. No Oscar since 1950 has been sold. I'm sure it just has a rider that whoever.
That seems like
gets
illegal
it.
restraint of trade or something.
I don't think so. I think it's a good thing. If
No,
you
I
don't,
think-
if you refuse to sign it, you don't get the Oscar
Yeah.
statue.
No, I think it's a
Interesting.
good thing, but I don't know how that contract could then apply to subsequent owners
I
of
could see
the
that. I can see that.
thing.
Legally binding forever.
In 1999, Michael Jackson paid $1 million for an old Oscar that was given to David L. Selznick, and he kept it
Yeah.
because he's Michael Jackson or was Michael Jackson.
But why would he want an Oscar given to David O. Selznick? He just wants.
No,
the statue,
it came on the
obviously.
market. Whatever,
I
there
know.
aren't that many, so
Yeah.
he
Right.
just grabbed.
Yeah.
At the time, he paid
Grabbing
$1 million
whatever.
for the Oscar that came
Yeah.
on from David L. Selznick's heirs. I imagine.
Yeah.
How many X-rated movies have won Best Picture or an Oscar?
X-rated?
X-rated movies have won the Best Picture.
I'm gonna guess one.
I'm going to say one as well.
And you can't just say one, and you have to say what movie that was.
Midnight Cowboy.
Midnight Cowboy.
How would I know that?
The aptly year of 1969 won
Midnight Cowboy.
Best Picture.
Was
Midnight
it
Cowboy.
X-rated?
It wouldn't be nowhere near X-rated these days. It
Yeah.
might just be
What is
PG-13,
Midnight
as a matter of
Cowboy?
fact.
It was
There's
very
Dustin
drugs,
Hoffman,
right?
John
Gay
Voight.
people,
They
right?
were gigolos. No, they were.
Drugs.
No, it was
I thought it-
prostitution. It was
oh.
male prostitution.
I've never seen it.
Okay, well,
I'm sure there was drugs involved.
he was a gigolo. He dressed up like a cowboy.
Okay.
Had sex with women for money.
Yeah, that would be R-rated probably.
Dustin Hoffman was Ratso Rizzo. His
You can only have so
sidekick.
much
Yeah.
sex in a movie before it's R. You think
Yeah,
you can
back
only say
then.
fuck like 3 times before it's
No,
R.
you can say it one time and still get a PG-13. After that, it's automatic R.
Oh, okay.
Is that the movie where he was like walking across the street and he pounded on a car?
Said, I'm walking here.
Yeah,
That's
and,
that movie.
and that was not scripted. That
Oh,
was-
really?
Yeah, it was improv
Yeah.
because the card wasn't supposed to be
Yeah.
there.
Really?
Yeah.
It was like a closed set, and all of a sudden, a car was like running him over.
Well, let's keep that.
Yeah.
The worst luck, I guess, or maybe the Susan Lucci of the Oscar world was a guy named Kevin O'Connell. He was nominated 20 times
Oh my god.
for sound mixing without winning. He
Wow.
finally won it the 21st time in 2017 for Hacksaw Ridge. So 20 in a row,
Wow.
no win.
Wow.
Although, again, I've read other numbers there as well because people in journalism are fucking awful these days. That's all there is to
They
it.
don't do their fucking
Just,
research.
I mean, just good Lord.
Yeah.
Spend 4 minutes looking that up. So annoying. I don't have that kind of time, but they do. It's their job. God damn it. Can you name how many movies have, or if this has ever happened, that have won the Oscar nomination for Best Picture, but had no other Oscar nomination?
I know that has happened. I have no clue how many times, but I know that there have been a few movies that it was like, well, how was this nominated for Best Picture?
It is
None of the
odd, isn't
actors.
I'm sure it's happened, but
I'm gonna guess 5, and I'm gonna guess they're all foreign.
Carrie?
I'm going to say 3 times.
One time.
Oh, wow.
Grand Hotel in 1932 won the best Oscar for Best Picture, which is weird. Do you think you'd have sound mixing or something like that? I could see not having actors
So
because,
did Parasite have other nominations? Because I know.
well, I don't think this is Best Foreign. This is Best Picture, the main Best Picture.
No, I
Yeah.
know. I'm saying Parasite.
Parasite
Parasite
won.
won
Oh, you're right,
Best
you're right.
Picture,
Yeah.
but didn't get any actors nominated at
Not
all.
actors, but other.
It had other
That's what I'm
nominations, sound
asking.
mixing
Yeah.
or whatever.
Okay.
Yes, it
People
did.
were a bit upset that
Grand
none of the
Hotel
Oscars got.
weirdly had nothing, which that does seem very unusual. I admit there
Yeah.
were fewer. Like I don't know if there was a sound mixing thing back then. There were like 12 or 13 at the beginning. Now there's like 20 whatever
Awards?
22. Yeah,
Yeah.
main awards. There were fewer back then. So, but still, it got nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
really
That
odd.
is kind of
surprising.
surprising.
Although I find it annoying that if a movie gets a nomination for Best Picture, fans think the director should automatically be nominated for Best Director. There was I
Right.
can't remember what it was. There was a movie like that. It was like some star quipped or said, "How is this such a good movie if the director didn't get nominated?" Because he's pissed off the director, like Tarantino, somebody didn't get
Yeah.
nominated. Which is go fuck yourself.
I can hear that. I've seen that argument be made for the actors. Like, how did this win Best Picture, but not any of the actors that headed the movie got any nominations? That's shocking. If it was such a good movie, don't you think they contributed it? Or same to writing or screenplay.
Yeah.
It's like, if it was such a good movie that it's nominated for Best Picture, how did none of the stuff that made it the best
Yeah.
get nominated?
It is
Yeah.
weird if nothing, does.
Yeah.
But by the logic of that person I was being a minute ago, then everything should be
Right,
right,
all
yeah.
those major nominee
Yeah.
categories should go to the Best
Yeah.
Pictures, which
But
is
that's
silly.
usually how it goes.
So annoying. It's just trying to kiss a director's ass usually. So we all are big fans of the band trying to play off a winner who's going overly long in their speech. How long, by the way, is that? Are they allowed?
Not long.
I
You
know.
get like
Do you know what it is?
30 seconds.
30 seconds or a minute or
45
something.
seconds.
Oh,
Get
wow.
45
Yeah.
seconds, and the band starts to play. Some people ignore it. Some people get flustered. But the reason that came about was 2002, where the Oscar show, the ceremony, lasted 4 hours and 23 minutes in
Lordy
2002 because everybody's just is ridiculous. It was
Drowning and-
going on and on and on. So they said we got to do something about that. People are tuning out. People,
Yeah.
and remember the biggest.
One is last.
The biggest one
Yeah.
of the biggest, usually actor,
Yeah.
actress, best actor, actress, and best picture all toward the end there.
Yeah.
So it was very frustrating. So they started doing the photo. But I get it, and when they, just know ahead of time. You have 45 seconds. 2 times the shortest. I'm going to draw a blank. Alfred Hitchcock was one. The other one I can't remember. But their entire speech was just to walk up there, say thank you, and walk off.
Yeah.
And that's the shortest ever.
That's
Tied.
what's his face?
Hitchcock and who?
Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci did that?
Yeah, for
I find that
Goodfellas,
hard.
he won Best Supporting Actor, and he said thank you. He
Really?
walked off. Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's the other
I'm
one.
pretty
I'm
sure.
sure there's been more.
That's the only 2 I
That'd
read.
have been-
But then again, my source is clearly not awesome.
And
So
it was iconic. People were like, Joe Pesci. Oh my God.
I would just go, peace out. And they go, what? Is it 2004? In the year 2000, 2 men stole 55 crates full of 55 Oscar statuettes
Oh.
from the warehouse or something like that. 52 of those crates with the Oscars in them were found in a trash bin like 2 days later. So I'm not sure what the point was exactly.
Wow.
3, though, weren't found immediately. One of those 3 was found like a couple years later, like 3 years later in a drug raid at somebody's house. But that was the only time the Oscars were stolen.
I have this Oscar. How much coke can I get for this Oscar?
That actually, given the fact that they can't be sold, it's
yeah.
not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 winners have lost their Oscars. At least 10. 10 that have been public about it. Like, I honestly don't know where I did, what I
Yeah.
did with it. There's
I
been a
could see
couple of
that.
moves.
Yeah.
Totally.
I thought it was in a crate.
Yeah.
I don't know where I have it. These include Angelina Jolie, Jeff Bridges, and Matt Damon. They don't know where their Oscars
How
are.
funny.
Come on, guys. If I was Meryl Streep or Jack Nicholson or someone who has, Steven Spielberg, I misplaced one. I don't know where that. But if I have one,
Yeah.
I'm guarding that baby with my life. Safe.
Especially when you're Matt Damon and you're now doing crypto commercials and the world
You're
hates
never-
you
you're never
deservedly.
gonna
the
win.
last duel.
So embarrassing.
I could see myself losing an Oscar, to be honest.
I would be sleeping with mine at night.
Yeah, no, that would not happen. That'd be
No, it
the
would
one thing I kept.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I would make sure I'd be really careful with
He
that.
care about that more than his children.
Sure. Oh, obviously. The strangest thing that ever happened at an Oscar show was 1974. Any idea, Carrie?
Is it something I recently told you about?
1974.
Oh, okay.
74.
The weirdest thing.
Very
to happen.
famous thing happened during the live Oscar show.
it a
Sally
streaker?
Fields.
Yes. Guy named Robert Opel streaked naked across the stage while David Niven was going to present an Oscar.
Oh,
And-
I've heard about this.
He flashed a peace sign and just jogged right on. Didn't try to, disrupt anything. He just jogged right by. This is when the streaking was all the rage, which is
Yes.
running around naked, which
Yeah.
is never
so
a good call.
weird.
I respect that.
David Niven waited for the kind of the shock and the laughter to subside, and he said, quote, "Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was almost bound to happen, but isn't it fascinating to think that probably the only laugh that man will ever get in his life is by stripping off and showing his shortcomings?"
Ha, that's quick.
Oh, witty David Niven.
Very witty
I
David
don't know
Niven.
who David Niven is.
He was a very famous actor,
Cool.
British actor. Maybe, though, the weirdest Oscar, intentionally weird Oscar, if that's the right word, happening was 1989 when there was 2 kind of sets. I mean, they still do. They have that opening song and dance kind of a routine. In 1989, they decided to open with an 11.5-minute musical extravaganza featuring an actress in a squeaky voice dressed up as Snow White with ruby red slippers. Maybe not realizing that's actually the Wizard of Oz. That's Dorothy.
Two
dipshit.
different iconic
Yeah,
movies.
but they put in review and something. Gotta get some slippers. That's not the same. I don't care. Put the slippers on her. She sang "I Only Have Eyes for You" as she waltzed into the theater. She then basically kidnapped Michelle Pfeiffer. She made her hold her hand. Michelle Pfeiffer was, noticeably saying, "Nah, I'm going to pass." But
Yeah.
she grabbed her hand and made her hold her hand, while Tom Hanks looked on stunned, just like, "What's happening?" And then they walked on the stage. Then Merv Griffin sang, "I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts," for some reason, in this weird kind of lounge, like a tiki torch lounge set. And they had some old timey stars just sitting there, like we're hanging out in the lounge, including Vincent Price and Dorothy Lamour, for sure wondering, did I really need the paycheck this bad? What's
Yeah.
happening? Why am I here? And then Rob Lowe, who was a very big hot young star, just a few
Yeah.
years after St. Elmo's Fire, he was a big, big star. He suddenly appears as Snow White's blind date. and they sing Creedence Clearwater Revival's Proud Mary song from the 60s, but they
so
changed
weird.
all of the lyrics to be like Oscar oriented,
Yeah.
including the famous line, "Big lights keep on burning, cameras keep on turning."
That's really weird.
Wow.
They then actually had even a equally weird mid-show extravaganza with a kind of a dance number where they brought on 19 of like the hottest young stars in Hollywood. So these are the biggest young stars. These guys are going to be winning Oscars for years and years and years. And they did just a bunch of song and dance kind of costume routines. Corey Feldman, he moonwalked across the stage in a leather jacket.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That was a big thing. Christian Slater and Tyrone Power Jr. dressed up like pirates trying to woo Ricky Lake.
Oh, wow.
This is weird.
Patrick Dempsey twirled a baton for some unknown reason as well. Holly Robinson and Blair Underwood sang at the awards podium. They just started belting out in song there. And two men named Matt Latanzi and Corey Parker did a dance routine and then promptly, were kidnapped, or because I've never even heard of them. They were never seen or heard from again.
I've heard of both
I've
of them.
never heard
but
of either one of those
yeah.
people. To this day, none of those hottest stars in Hollywood have ever won an Oscar.
No,
Yeah.
Patrick Dempsey is, did Grey's Anatomy.
He's probably the only
and-
person who's out of that. Oh, Kristen Slater is a pretty well-respected actor.
Not these days.
Yeah,
Well,
but still, he's
yeah.
done some
He did
decent
big
work.
stuff, yeah.
Blair Underwood's a good actor, but he's not an Oscar type of an actor at all. Don't know. I didn't know there was a Tyrone Power Jr.
Oh, me
Somebody,
either.
I
somebody
had no
took
idea.
a shit ton of acid
Yeah.
and was like, I have an idea.
And is Ricky Lake the talk show person?
Yes.
Yeah.
What was she doing on there?
Well, she
What
was, in Hairspray, but
Oh,
She was?
yeah, she
I didn't
was
The one in
Tracy.
she.
Oh,
really?
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she peaked early.
Yeah.
So that didn't go over too well. So 89 is kind of thought of as just the strangest Oscar ceremony, at least for its pieces, its set pieces. It's
Yeah.
very weird.
Yeah, some musical numbers fall flat. I saw a tweet that in 2011 or 12 or something, they did like a big flashy musical number as like an ode to musicals, and it was Hugh Jackman and Beyonce. Makes sense. And they did, Moulin Rouge and Dreamgirls and blah, blah, blah. And then the High School Musical cast, which is a musical but not Oscar,
No,
they came on and
no.
sang a song from High School Musical 3. And people were like, who let them do that? A song no one in the audience knows right after Beyonce sang At Last. Fucking Vanessa
Yeah.
Hudgens and Zac Efron, come on. And sing
Hey,
something
kids, let's dance.
from a Disney movie. And it was really awkward to watch.
I'm sure we watched it.
Oh,
I-
my God.
well, maybe.
I
Maybe.
high chance fast forwarded over that.
Well,
Even
yeah.
if the kids were going, stop, I want to see that. Nope.
They're my
I've got the
idols.
remote. This is going to piss you guys off.
Okay.
More white women have won Oscars for playing Asians
Yeah.
than actual Asian women have won acting Oscars.
Yes.
Oh my
Think about
God.
that.
Not surprising, but horrifying.
Yeah.
Louise Rainier won for The Good Earth in 1938. She's white. She's playing a Chinese woman. And Linda Hunt played an Indonesian woman in The Year of Living Dangerously in 1984. Also won the Best Supporting Actress nomination. The only Best Supporting Actress, the only Asian woman to ever win an acting Oscar was Mayoshi Umeki, who won in 1958. I'm not sure what for.
Oh,
I should look that up.
1958. Shocking.
Yeah, it is very shocking.
Halle Berry is the only black woman to ever win a Best Actress Oscar. And she won it 20 years ago. And it's never happened again.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Hattie
Nick-
McDaniel won
Yeah.
Yes.
supporting.
She, by the
That's-
way, was the hotel that had all the Oscar people. They wouldn't let her stay there. The Academy had to intercede
Yeah.
and force them to let her stay there. And then when they seated her at a table by herself, not with the other Gone with the Wind cast members, because they were white and she was not white.
Horrible.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty awful.
Not shocking at all,
No, it
but
isn't.
horrible.
Yeah. So, not great. Although Mickey Rooney probably should have won an Oscar for
Oh,
Breakfast at
He was
Tiffany's.
sad.
Brilliant.
He was upset. He was like taken aback that he didn't get praise for that role. And he was
Really?
really hurt that it had backlash because he thought, I transformed. I worked so
God.
hard for this
Wow.
role and people are being mean. Like
Back
was-
then or like later on? Because back then, was there a backlash? I don't think immediately there was. I don't know. I wasn't alive.
I
but-
don't know. I wasn't
don't know
alive either.
either.
I'm not sure if it was immediate or if it was a few years later, but I know that he was, I don't know if he was in uproar, but he did make some comments like, it did hurt me that people
Oh
were
my
so
God.
upset
Well,
by it.
Tough
Do you think
shit.
his views would have changed over the years?
No, I
I'm
know.
sure he was
Well, but-
just as much of an asshole.
I don't know. You could.
But
They
when he
could.
died,
Yeah, he was a dick from what I understand. He was an asshole his
Yeah.
whole life. So
I only know him from Night at the Museum.
he was a night at the museum.
The first one, him and Dick
Mickey
Van Dyke.
Rooney was?
Yeah,
That's horrible.
They
Is it-
played super. It was a super small role, but he played a
Still,
bad guy.
To
Yeah.
give him exposure like that is awful. Norma Shearer was a very well-known actress. She was nominated for Best Actress in 1931, and she also happened to be picked to announce the winner of the 1931
Are you serious?
Best Actress Oscar. Yes, she did not win. After that, they
Wow.
said, you know what? In hindsight, that was kind of awkward. Let's not
was
do that anymore. So
mean.
now they're not allowed
Yeah, wow,
to do that.
that's terrible.
That's just
That makes my
dumb.
heart hurt.
Finally, we'll end with this. In 2019, the swag bags that were given to each winner cost $148,000 a piece.
Jesus.
Each?
So each winner gets a swag bag at the Oscars. There were $148,000 they cost in 2019. There were 51 winners in that year because there's some many categories have multiple winners.
Right.
That means that the swag bags cost over $7.5 million. That is more than the budgets of several Best Picture winning movies throughout the years. Not corrected for inflation, but there's been several at the time. Cost much less than that and won Best Picture than the swag bags cost in 2019.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just in terms of the world and humanity, that's just absolutely gross.
Evil. These are people who don't, for them, I mean, some do, but most of them don't need it. They can get
No.
that shit for free. And they're given these just incredibly valuable.
Now that you mention it, I do think I remember reading some stuff about that. People being just appalled that the richest people in
terrible.
the business and the people that are handed stuff when they shouldn't be because they're the
Yeah.
ones that can't afford it are.
There should be routine for them to donate the swag bags for auction to go to charity. It's
Yeah.
one thing if you won, I get best documentary. Okay, keep your swag bag.
Keep your iPad.
Absolutely.
Keep your,
Yeah.
But for all the best pictures and best actors and actresses and directors and things like that, they should donate
Yes.
that to charity.
Steven Spielberg and Emma Stone and Meryl Streep, they don't.
You know what? Let's start that movement right now. People,
Tonight.
get on
And,
social
you know,
platform of your choice.
Maybe a lot of them have done things like that.
I'm sure they
or
have,
maybe
yeah.
a lot of them have, I'll give this Rolex to my assistant or
Yeah.
whatever bullshit. But the fact that they exist is disgusting.
Yeah.
The fact that any amount of money is poured into a gift to someone that just won a prestigious award is so
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, I agree. So that's weird, nutty, crazy stuff that's happened in the Oscars over the year. Let's hope something just happened tonight.
I will say that
That's
when
weird
I
and
win my
crazy.
Oscar,
Weird and crazy good, not weird and crazy bad.
I would like my swag bag.
Okay, that was wow. That was a 180 right there. I find it detestable, but I would keep it.
I'm kidding.
You know what, audience? She is not kidding.
But I have a question about the swag bags. Do the Oscars pay for those or are they things donated? Because, lots of times those things are donated because
yes.
they want the marketing.
Oh, for sure. It's probably a combination. I don't know the answer to that, but I
This
bet
year,
you it's
everyone
both.
gets a Tesla.
No, that would be horrible.
It would be horrible, but I could see Elon Musk trying to do some shit like
I
that.
could
I do
absolutely see
too.
that, yeah. Okay, when I said a minute ago that hopefully something weird will happen tonight at the Oscars, I did not know or mean weird in the sense of Will Smith punching Chris Rock in the face. That will have to go on a later episode of Oscar Weird Stuff. Actually, there'll probably never be one, but anyway. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you are not paying attention. By the way, just as an observation, didn't Will Smith play Muhammad Ali in a movie? In which case, they didn't teach him how to throw a punch, or Chris Rock can really take a punch, because that didn't seem to have much of an effect. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the Oscars and hope you enjoyed this episode. Well, thank you for listening. Join us in for our next regular episode in a few days, I imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. See ya.